I
Let's
was
get
born
to it.
ready.
Let's
I
get
was
to it,
born
my
ready
brother.
like
Born ready. Come on.
breadsticks, meatballs, and spaghetti.
Stay ready so you don't got to get ready. You know how we doing it. Let's get to it.
Exactly. Yes.
Is infidelity a deal breaker in relationships, bro?
It's a deal breaker.
Tell me
100% it
why.
is. Well, I think from I guess a male perspective, um, you know, if you're talking about infidelity, it carries far more consequences on her end, on a woman's end. You have to understand, like a male being or committing infidelity is a little bit different than a woman having infidelity, right?
The
Like
emotional
say for yes, there's a lot there's men and women are motivated by different reasons, and there are different factors in play as to why they may or may not cheat. With men, usually it's just he sees a girl
find
and
it
he says
attractive.
to himself, "Oh, then she's attractive."
Right.
Mm. Gets with her, does whatever, and then it can mean absolutely nothing to him, and he goes
Yeah.
right back to his day one.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's a woman, it has far more connection.
Yeah.
If she's with a guy, because again, with women, they're built different. So if a woman is gonna hook up with a guy, it's not just overnight. You know what I mean? It's not overnight. What a woman does is she breaks up with you mentally first
Hmm.
before it physically happens. So there's far more. Like say for example, if there's maybe something that maybe the man may be lacking or whatever the case is, maybe from an emotional support standpoint or whatever the case is, and there's maybe another man that kind of provides that, then she may gravitate the other way, and so there's a lot more, uh, with women, and with women they're far more emotionally attached. Whereas men, they're not as attached. They look at an attractive chick, you know, they may have certain thoughts, they may do certain things if they are cheating, and then they go back to their original woman. It really doesn't mean anything to a
Oh,
guy.
okay, bro. Let me ask you this though.
Hmm.
So you have a Nigerian queen. Y'all are married.
Hmm.
Y'all have two, three beautiful babies together. This woman has been everything that you've ever wanted in a woman. The most caring, the most loving, the most compassionate, the most successful. Like all the other women that you've been with in the past do not compare to her. But you caught her slipping one time.
Hmm.
Are you caught her, but you caught her slipping that one time. Up to that point, she had been nothing. She had been the greatest person ever, the greatest woman ever. You catch her slipping that one time. Are you telling me that because you caught her slipping that one time, you're going to break up the family? So now little Timmy is being raised probably majority of the time by a single mother. Now his two sisters, they're growing up in separate households, and now there may be step parents involved. Are you telling me that you're willing to do that just because you caught her slipping one time?
Okay, so you gave me a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say what I would do in that scenario. You said we had three kids. You
Yep.
said she pretty much held me down, cooked,
Yep.
cleaned, pretty much was perfect, did everything that I asked,
Yep.
for a long time. We have a beautiful family, and all of a sudden, I catch her getting her back blown out, whatever,
Yep. Yep.
right? So this is what I would do. First, I will consider the kids, because I don't want to break up the family. However, the dynamics of the situation have changed a little bit, being the fact that she was the one who
Cheated.
uh, cheated, right? So for me, it would be a situation where it has to be closely evaluated, but I know that it has been damaged now. It has
The
been damaged
trust,
now.
the trust, the trust.
I would do. Yes, it has been damaged. I would do what I had to for the sake of the children. You know what I mean? I don't want the children without their mother. I don't want that. But at the same time, it has to be evaluated because the trust has been violated at that point in time.
So tell me how, because like I'm gonna ask you, or would you, like you said, you're going to consider the kids. Y'all got kids, so you said you don't
Hmm.
really want them like growing up without their mother. So are you going to sit down with this woman and try to figure out why it is that she cheated? and see if you guys can come to common ground and find something going forward. Like you said, I understand the trust is like totally broken and it's never going to be the same going forward. But tell me how you are going to evaluate the situation and move forward then.
Well, how I evaluate the situation and move forward, because there something has to happen, because if you simply just forgive the situation and move on, there is a possibility that this will happen again.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, with that being said, for me, it's I'm oh God, I hate to have to do this, but I would serve her her divorce papers. I would let her see the kids whenever she wanted to. It wouldn't be an issue. You know what I mean? She can see them whenever she wants. She can come by whenever she wants. But I would serve divorce papers effective immediately.
Really?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, you can serve her divorce papers, but that doesn't mean you're gonna have like full custody or majority custody of the children.
It does, well, like I said, well, put it this way: my uncle is a lawyer, and so kind of with that being said, there's a couple of cheat codes around certain things, so I would have full custody of them. We'll
So
put it
you
that way.
you just you just saying because your uncle is a lawyer and you have your situation set up the way you have it set up that you believe that you're very confident that you would have full custody of your children.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I respect it.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go to this next
Yep.
one. Unconditional
So,
unconditional love is not real. True or false?
um, that's true. Uh, when you say unconditional love, that means that love without conditions. That's basically the idea, right?
Right.
But earlier, I believe it was China Doll, right? I think she was the one who was on earlier who said that if she caught her man cheating, it's a done deal, right?
Yeah.
It's done. So obviously there was a point where she loved her man, but the fact that he cheated basically changed the dynamic of the relationship. So clearly, it has conditions. You have people that even if they, because you talked about emotional cheating, which is really not real cheating, but we'll get to that in a minute,
Yeah.
who maybe, because it's subjective, you have people that maybe not didn't
We'll
actually
we'll
cheat,
get we'll get to
but
it,
we'll,
bro. We'll
we'll, we'll
get
get
to
to
it.
that. But we'll get to that though in a minute. But it's like me saying, for example, like I see maybe my girlfriend or whatever, her dog. If I see her dog, and now mind you, she loves this dog, this Siberian Husky, and if she's gone one day, and then I go and then put some rat pills or rat poison in this dog's kibbles and bits, and then this dog dies, and then she finds out that I did it, obviously there's going to be an issue. There's going to be a problem, and she's not going to love me the same way that she used to. Or if I had a spouse and I did harm to maybe their parents, you know what I mean? Obviously, that's going to change the dynamic of the relationship. So clearly, love has conditions. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, don't
Yeah.
believe me? There are people that get married. A man and a woman, they get married. A man's very successful, and then what happens? He loses his job, and when he loses his job and can't provide any longer, she leaves him
He
or
leaves.
divorces him. So,
Or he just as man and woman, it's a fact. It's I don't even want to say majority, but it's very possible, and it does happen that when people get in relationships, they get very comfortable and they lose themselves physically. So there's also situations where, and this is for man and woman. We just talking about men right now. There's situations where that man, like, he done gained a lot of weight now. He don't look as good as he used to look to you, and now you stepping out on him, and then it gets to the point where you don't even want to be with him anymore. So that happens as well. So yeah,
hmm
I agree with you on that one.
yes. So, love always has conditions behind it. It's just this whole idea of unconditional love is something that's, it's in the Disney movies. We it makes us
Right,
feel good,
right,
but nobody operates like that. Nobody does. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
So
It
third,
is what it is.
a woman should, again, I am not saying that she's that she minds doing it or that she wants to do it. I am making a bold, direct statement. A woman should be responsible for majority of the financial responsibility in relationships. True or false? Osa, we can't hear you. Can't hear you, bro.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay, so what I was saying was, yeah, the question was, should women be responsible financially? Absolutely. I think a woman should pay my bills, all of them. She should pay my car note, my house note, get me Nike shoes, give me
Black
a
King.
Rolex watch, all of it.
Oh my
Yes, I
god.
wanted to pay all my bills, yeah, because I'm too broke to do it myself. And I need a woman to come in and pay all my bills. And if she can't do it,
That's how you feel.
nah, man, I'm not. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
Oh my god.
No, I'm joking.
Hey,
No.
Rex said what size you wear. Hey, the cool grades just came out. I need a size 14 in them cool grades.
Oh man,
How
no.
you feel about it though?
Yeah, exactly. I want all my bills paid. You ladies, I'm single, ladies. Pay all my bills for me, and then I could be home. I could cook you meals. I could give you foot massages. I could give you the whole 9 yards, everything. You still there?
That's how you feel.
No, no. Honestly, honestly, I feel, honestly, I'm obviously trolling, but I think a woman should not be responsible for the majority of financial responsibility in relationships. I think that's false. I think that's
Why?
false.
Why?
Well, well, for me personally, the thing is that I've been on other lives, and every time I say this, I'm always accused of being misogynistic, right?
Say
I
how
feel
you feel.
like, right? I feel like a man's job is to be the leader in the household. A man's job is to provide for his family, and it's a woman's job to be submissive under her man and allow him to be able to take the lead. When I say submissive, all I simply mean is for a woman to allow her man to be able to take the lead. It's that simple. That's it. It doesn't mean slavery. It doesn't mean in the ball and chain. You're on the ball and the chain. It doesn't mean you're somebody's property or that you're owned. It doesn't mean that you can't work or have a career. No. It just means that you allow your man to make the decisions and allow him to be in his masculine frame and lead. That's pretty much it. That's all it is to it. And so, for me personally, I feel like a man should be majority responsible, most definitely.
Okay. Um shit, I agree with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Got nothing.
yeah. I mean, it's been, yeah. So, but like I said, I'm gonna say this one more time. It's not misogynistic at all to say that a man should be the leader in the house and the woman should be submissive to her man and allow him to lead. See, the problem with today's society now is that everything is backwards. It's 100% backwards. Men are behaving like women now, and women are behaving like men now. You get what I'm saying? And so, at the core of a woman's being, whether she knows it or not, most women, or the majority of women, are going to find it attractive when a man is in his prime and is allowed to be able to be himself and is masculine and
Facts.
leading in a relationship. It's attractive.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
I remember this is something random, right? So I remember I used to work at this bar, doing security, right? And so
Yeah.
I saw these two people, this couple, this guy and this girl, and they're hugged up or whatever. And then uh, I think the lady was asking her boyfriend, "Hey, what do you where are we sitting? Where do you want to eat? Where do you want to go?" And he said, "Whatever you want to do." And then she had this sort of disappointed look on her face. I'll never forget it. She's like,
And
well, what do
also,
you?
also, I
Oh,
don't,
go ahead.
bro. I don't mean to cut you off, but like,
Yes.
bro, that's the same thing nowadays where women be like, women be like, oh, don't ask me where I want to go or or what I want to do. Just tell me to be ready. You know
Mm-hmm.
how they be, you know how they be saying that.
Yep.
Yeah. So you say that, but then but in the next breath, you tell me that you don't want to be submissive. I don't really get it. But go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. See, there's a disconnect, right? So on the one hand, we know that as far as the history in the United States, there was a time when women weren't having careers, weren't working, and they were at home cooking and cleaning. Obviously, that's not the case now. Women have their own, they have their own careers, and they're independent, so to speak, right? And so, most, at least modern women today, they value strongly their education and their independence, right? Because it gives them a sense of empowerment, right? And a lot of modern women, not all of them, but a lot of them, they don't want to feel like lesser than or subservient to a man. You know what I mean? So if they can help it, then they will for the most part. So there's two different things. One, you're dealing with indoctrination, and two, you're dealing with nature. So society is telling you that a woman should be independent, but and she doesn't need a man. But on her inner is basically telling her something different. She's attracted to leadership. She's attracted to a strong and dominant and confident man who can lead, right? And so there's a disconnect. She's saying one thing, but she's feeling another. Does that make sense?
I understand.
Yeah. So that's that's kind of that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. But the problem is like I said, there are these factors that are switching the roles and changing them. And we see this on our education system. I'm saying? We're seeing things like, okay, a man could be, you know, if he is doing certain things, it's known as being toxic masculine, having toxic masculinity for, not showing emotion or all these other things.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact of the matter is that
Ant was just talking about that on my live
yeah,
like yesterday or the day before.
yes. Because think about it, you ladies who are on this live, if you're with the guy and all of a sudden he just breaks down and starts crying,
Not
you know what I
going.
mean? You may think that's cute for 5 seconds. But if that continues, after a while you're like, what the hell? Like, this is some weak stuff. You're not gonna feel confident that he can protect you and hold you down if he's not emotionally stable. You see what
Exactly.
I'm saying? So in order for a man to really be dominant. First of all, physical has to, plays a role in that. You know what I mean? For the most part, being in good shape, but also being mentally strong too. You know what I mean? There's no sense in being physically strong, but also mentally weak. I think, the two kind of go hand in hand a little bit. And so, for a woman, for her to see a man who's stable, who keeps it calm, cool, and collected at all times, even when the world is falling down and the sky is falling.
Right.
She finds that attractive. And so if she deals with a man who's very emotionally unstable and she is more mentally stable and emotionally stable than him, she will lose respect. That's
Exactly.
that's that's hands down.
Like Osa, let's be real, bro. Like imagine like you said, the world is coming down, bro. And my my one that's my woman, so they're naturally emotional. So she's getting emotional. She crying, bro. Imagine if I just start bawling my eyes out too, bro. Is she really gonna want that? Like, bro, bro. That's why I had these discussions, bro. They gotta stop making it seem like, bro, come on, bro. That's not realistic. Osa, we can't hear you again. We can't hear you.
What about now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
What about now?
I can hear
Yeah,
you.
so yeah, yeah, so that's the thing. So, for the ladies in the chat, trust me, you want a man who is emotionally stable, not emotionally
Right.
unstable or unstable. You want a guy who has a clear head and who's focused and methodical and thorough and calm, cool, and collective. You don't want a guy who's crying all the time. Trust me. It might be cute for like the first 5 seconds, and you're saying, "Oh, he's emotionally vulnerable," but that happens too many times. Trust me, you won't be as attractive.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's go to the last question, bro. Is emotional cheating just as wrong as physical cheating?
Absolutely not.
Tell me why.
Absolutely not, because emotional cheating, basically, that's subjective. Okay, that
Okay,
could
tell me.
be anything. That could emotional cheating, quote unquote, could be anything. You're with the woman and you just hug her. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
it could be something as simple as maybe hugged up, or what I mean. It's very subjective, and it's very hard to pinpoint. Like, the difference between, what real cheating is. You're with the woman, you're doing something sexual someplace else or whatever. Also, emotional cheating could be something as simple as texting back and
yeah,
forth with a
yeah.
woman, right? And the thing is, people have to understand these things are not the same. Robbing a bank is not the same as planning to rob a bank. Huh? It's really not the same thing. If the police come, are they going to arrest somebody who's planning to rob a bank and hasn't done shit yet at all? Or are they going to arrest the person who actually attempted to rob the bank and is in the process of robbing the bank? Who's going
Hold
to be
up
in
though.
trouble?
Hold up though, bro. Hold on. So
Hmm.
hold on. So if your girl, because I'm listening to what you're saying, bro. Because let me say this, bro. Some people are in relationships where, bro, the man might not even tell his woman this, but she may just be like, "Yo, when I'm around men, she not even giving out hugs. She's only giving out handshakes. She's not texting she's not texting with men. Like if it's not business or work related, she's not really like communicating with other men that's like not her family or like a real serious close friend from the past. So are you telling me, bro, that um yeah, she might be texting Noble and Ant, but being that she doesn't have the intention of actually linking with Noble and Ant and or doing anything physical with Noble and Ant, that you're cool with her texting Noble, Ant, Tyrone. Are you cool with that?
Well, see, here's the thing with some women, right? Some of them, they just do stuff because they're bored. You you get what I'm saying? I can't tell you how many times I've seen situations where a woman will be in a full fledged relationship, but then she'll text other guys just cause she's bored, or she'll be on dating apps cause she's bored. She
Yeah.
ain't finna meet with nobody.
Yeah.
She bored. You know what I mean? And I'm saying, and my thing is that at least for me, as long as you're not hooking up with anybody, I don't give a damn what you do. But the minute I find you cheating, it's over with.
So you, bro, so like, so, bro, if your girl went to go take a shower and
Hmm.
you were just chilling in the bed and I don't know, maybe she left her phone on the bed, her phone on the stand right next to you, and you hear that bing, you hear that iPhone bing, and that should say like Noble Fambule, and it's like, what's up? Like, what you doing? Like being that, but she never slept, she never got physical, she's never been physical with Noble, but Noble just like, what's up? Like, bro, it's like 10 at night too. Like, I'm like, what's up? Like, what you doing? Like, what you got going on? You cool with that?
Well, first of all, I don't know. You know what I mean? It depends. So you gave me some hypotheticals, so we'll
Yeah,
run through it. So it depends. Like, it could be, it may be a family member, because you just said the text says, "What are you doing?"
yeah,
So it could be a cousin, family member, or whatever. It could be a friend, coworker, or it could be an ex.
right,
It could be either one of those. I
right.
don't know who it is. But if I let's say, for example, in the hypothetical that you gave me, that I looked at the phone, I'm like, I wonder who this is. Hmm? Then I'm
Bro,
not gonna think much of it.
you know for a fact that Noble is not her cousin, not her brother,
Oh, okay.
not a stepbrother. None. You don't even know who Noble is. You never heard of Noble before.
Okay, so this is what I would do. Let's say I don't know who this is. I'm like, babe, I said, who's Noble? He asked you what you're doing. Who's this? And then I just see her response. I see how she would respond to it. I'm saying, who's Noble? And I just keep it cool, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, who is this? And they just overreact. Nah, I just play it cool. I'm like, who's this? And then, depending on how she answers the question, will determine what I do next. But, it's probably nothing. But we'll see, you know? But I always, for me, it's innocent till proven guilty. It's not guilty till proven innocent. For me, my approach is I will give a person the benefit of the doubt first. until they give me a reason not to. And if they give me a reason not to, then it's going to be an issue. But so far, in this hypothetical, if she hasn't given me a reason not to trust her, then I just inquire. That's all I would do.
Okay. Wow.
Hmm. Oh yeah, crazy, huh?
Oh, okay. I gotta ask you these questions too, though. So, um, okay, Aunt gonna come back. I gotta ask you these
Mhm.
questions. Is are you cool with her communicating with um exes and or men that she may have been romantically involved with in the past?
Ooh, good question. Um, I may have an issue with that, depending on. I may have an issue with it. I may have an issue with that. You know what I mean? But like I said, everything is on a case by case basis. But we'll go with the hypothetical. I would have an issue. I would
Why?
have an issue with it a little bit. Um, Again, like I said, I will play it cool. You know what I mean? Because the thing of it is that because it's always I was always taught you have to ask the right questions to get the right answers. So I'd ask myself, okay, she's with me. Why is she texting her ex for?
Right,
What is this in regards to? What's the reason? You know
right,
what I mean? What's the reason? Is it something on on like some business level stuff? Is this you trying to now position yourself to sort of monkey branch and get with him or something?
right,
Like, what's the reason why? And then also, what is the extent of the conversations? What are you guys talking about? Like, why do you feel the need to talk to your ex for? You know what I mean?
right.
And then I would see how she responds, and then based on how she responds, I would tell her, hey, look, for me, this is a little bit of an issue. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't feel comfortable with this. And then I would because you have to be honest. You can't just, you know what I mean? You have to be honest and set boundaries.
Yeah.
So I would be like, for me, this is sort of an issue. Not sort of. This is an issue for me. And so, with that being said, I don't feel comfortable with you talking to him like this. And then if she says, okay, well, I'm going to talk to whoever I want, then I'm like, okay, that's fine. You know what? You know what? You're right. You can talk to whoever you want, but you're not going to be with me. Have a good one. And then walk. You have to be willing to walk and set boundaries, and
Okay,
you're not going to disrespect or violate my boundaries. You're not going to do it.
bro. 1 sec. Reese, hey, China Doll had dropped. She's back. Reese, can I drop you, and then when Osa gets out of here, I'll bring you right back on.
Yeah,
Actually, I don't. Actually, I don't.
actually, I want to ask
Go,
Osa a question.
go
So
ahead. Go ahead.
keep him on here, and I'll let China come back on.
Okay, bet, bet, bet. We do that. All right.
Hmm.
Okay, bro. I got one more question to ask you.
Yes,
So
my friend.
so what is your what would your policy be in your relationship for your woman pertaining to her having relationships with other men?
Well, relationships. Well, like I said, it depends on what type of relationships you're talking about.
Yeah, just
Let's
like
say,
not no exclusive relationship, just in general, like whether it be
mm,
cordial relationships, whether it be friendships. Like, can she have a male bestie? Like, tell me.
well, usually when they say male bestie, usually it's usually a member of the LGBT community bestie. You know
No,
what I
that's a
mean?
fact.
Like,
That's a fact. I
yeah.
didn't even think about
So
that, but when I think about
yeah,
it, it's a fact.
yeah, they have like a work bestie or whatever or what they call. For me, this is how I look at it. I don't care if she has male friends. I don't care.
Okay.
Um, it doesn't really matter. Um, but my thing is that because I always give a person the benefit of the doubt, unless they give me a reason not to. That's always my policy, and it's always going to be there. So, in pertaining to friends or whatever, that's cool. She can have that. But like I said, for me, talking with exes or anything like that, that's an issue for me. That's an issue. But as far as friends, she can have whatever friends she wants to. As long as there's a trust there and I can trust her and she hasn't given me a reason not to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and there's a respect level, obviously, and there's boundaries that are not being, infringed upon, then
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me.
brother. Thank you so much. Stay on here, all right, bro?
Yes.
Because
Hmm.
I'm about to talk to my brother Ant, and then Reese says she actually got questions for you. So just stay on here, but just
I'm gonna
mute
stay
up.
here. Hmm.
All right, bet.